Hey guys, what is up? It's Andy here, back at you with another video, and today we are going to be talking about cannabis and education. So we've got an interview with Trenton now, and basically the Cannabis Academy, the Cheeba Cannabis Academy has been launched. The campus is going to be open next year and enrollments are open. So guys, yeah, I personally am very invested in education and I think it's a very, very powerful thing. So yeah, we're going to answer all of your questions about whether or not the Cannabis Academy is for you. Welcome, Trenton. Thanks so much for joining us on this call today. We've got some really, really interested viewers, and they are hoping to learn a little bit more about this miraculous launching of the Cheeba Cannabis Academy. Thanks so much for joining us. And straight off the bat, if you can just tell us a little bit about the vision behind the academy and just a couple of things about the launch. I believe that was quite recently.
Yeah, so we've just gone to market. I like your description, miraculous. Haven't heard that before, but it certainly is no mean feat bringing on a physical campus. We have had a few people ask if we're crazy bringing on a physical space in the pandemic, but we ultimately, while we are currently an online education platform for cannabis education, we were the first to launch on the continent. We I believe in contact learning. I believe in
Yeah.
blended learning. I believe that through contact learning, your network increases, your peer-to-peer learning increases. Cannabis is a very hands-on industry. If you want to learn to extract or to, grow, I mean, you can learn a certain amount online, but you've really got to get your hands dirty.
Mm.
So we brought this campus online. It opens for our first intake in March 2021. And we're launching with a 4-month course, which includes a 1-month internship. So we place the student into the internship. And we found a campus space, which is just outside of Johannesburg. It's 40 minutes south in an area called Vereeniging, which is deep south, sort of quite an industrial area. But there's a lot of artisans, and we just managed to find this beautiful space, which is next to the river and a golf course. Has wild monkeys and squash courts, and
Amazing.
it's got accommodation for 190 students, and it's just this ecosphere that you move into. So when you're there, the world just disappears, and you can focus on exactly why you're there.
Yo,
So
that
yeah,
sounds
it's very
amazing.
exciting. It's been a lot of work, but it's exciting.
Yeah, no, I know exactly the struggles of getting something like this, and I can recall a when you joined us for a podcast a while back. This was still, I think that was almost 2 years ago or 16 months ago about, and that was still, this was quite a pipe dream. You had laid the foundations, but to get it to where it is now, it's obviously been some immense work and dedication. So, and just a really, really cool feat for South Africa. So for the guys at home, I think there's obviously a keen interest. So I think you said there's availability for 140 students. That these are students that can be actually on campus, and or is this some online? Some are going to be on the campus.
So on the campus, we have accommodation for 190 students. So you
That's
can choose
amazing.
to either be a day student where you drive in and out,
Mm.
or you can actually stay on the campus. It's fully
Wow.
catered. Every room has, a full access to private bathrooms. I mean, there's different levels of accommodation depending on
Mm.
your budget.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you want to stay on the campus, you can stay on the campus 4 days a week,
Yeah.
and then go home on the weekends, because it is a bit out of town. So some people want to go home on the weekends. So there's lots of different flexibilities in the space. That's the beauty of the space, is we can really expand and grow into it over time. And we have a fantastic relationship with the guys who own the facility, or
Yeah.
manage the facility, called PSL Training. So it's really a dexterous space that we can work and to make something that works for us, which is fantastic.
That's amazing. And then in terms of these students, so I mean, I'm just thinking like how cool it would have been, when I was coming out of school and there would have been something, because I'm quite a hands-on guy as well. I'm not so much I don't like the book way of learning, so I like the hands-on approach kind of thought. I like, exploring. I'm very curious. So something for me, it would have been so nice to have had an opportunity like this. And I'm just thinking, okay, so as a person enrolled, what kind of stuff are they going to be doing as part of their 6 month program? Just if you can run through just some of the activities, the
Yeah, so
modules.
so they yeah, they do 3 months on campus and then 1 month as an internship. So it's a 4 month course in total. And it's an industry course. So it covers everything about the industry. There are three different sort of streams to it. The first is that with the medicinal cannabis, which we deliver that content in partnership with Medical Marijuana 411, who are our American partner, have incredible information at the top of their game in terms of cannabis online education. So we license their content in, we repurpose it for the South African market. So we make sure it's all up to date and vetted and peer reviewed. So you learn about medicinal cannabis, your body, the endocannabinoid system. Ultimately, if you're in the industry and you don't know what cannabis does to your body, then you don't know anything about cannabis. And people often forget that. So that's a very important part. The end is growing. So the minute you arrive, you will be given a seed, and the minute you leave, you will harvest all the way through the sort of cycle. And then we have another section which is sort of about the industry, supply chain management. We have mindfulness in there. We have companion planting and food security. If you cannot grow a tomato by the time you finish this course, you will not pass. Because we also want to make it clear that cannabis is also a big part of nutrition. So we teach nutrition, and then project management and entrepreneurial transferable skills that can be used in the cannabis industry. Everybody's always going on about job creation, and while that is very important, we're moving into an era where job creation is just going to shrink globally with mechanization and AI. So what we're trying to do is give people a rounded experience where they can apply themselves in a position, or they can apply themselves as an entrepreneur. And effectively, what in your 4th month, which is your internship month, you can also choose to position yourself in a certain area. So if you're into growing, we have partnerships with farms, which we can put you on as interns. If you're interested in working in a dispensary, then we can put you into a sort of cannabis club or a CBD dispensary. So we would fit you into the area that you're in. But ultimately, to be really powerful as somebody who can be employed in this industry, you need to understand the ecosphere. The time for specialization is coming, but it's not there yet. So we need people to understand how the ecosphere of the industry works. And then when they're on site, they can get sort of more hands-on training and information. So I think it's a very powerful way. I mean, I certainly, as you said, if I was leaving school and I had the opportunity to do this, I'd have taken someone's arm off at this child. So it's such an amazing, dynamic industry. So we're super proud to be able to be sort of the first cannabis academy physical space on the continent, which is still mind-blowing.
It's crazy. No, I think it's really, really cool what because there is that idea that Cannabis Academy, it's just going to be us getting stoned every day and looking at buds under a microscope. It's serious. I mean, this is going to be a serious course. You've got backing from Limpopo University that are they very much going to be involved in overseeing this program. It's the internship is going to be on this is like proper medical grade places that you could be placed where there's strict ISO standards, GMP standards, manufacturing guidelines, government sort of involvement, agricultural departments looking over everything. So there is an element. I mean, you do have to, like, guys, if you're watching at home and you want to do something like this, you do have to take it seriously and do think quite seriously about it. But it is going to add, what you put in is what you get out with things like this. And as you said, you get the hands-on, you get the practical, and I mean, I've seen it myself. I'm sure you've seen it, Trent, how since the judgment passed, there's the job market for cannabis has vastly opened up, and it's not just for people that were dealing and this and that sort of back in the prohibition days and illegal days. It's opening up to the market needs professionals, and this is the best place to start for that, is getting a professional accreditation behind your name.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the reality is that we have huge potential as a marketplace, but we have no trained personnel. Everyone working in the industry has been learning as they go along, But as that scales, we need staff.
Mm.
We need people who know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
it's imperative that education takes place, and we need more. I mean, we're one campus. We need more educators. We need to really realize the true potential of this. We have to educate to a big degree. I mean, cannabis is not the silver bullet for our economy, but it certainly can go a long way in facilitating job earnings and export opportunity to bring currency back into the country. So,
Yeah.
but in order to do that, it needs to be formalized. And you're right, it's not a stoner campus. You don't come to campus and get stoned all day. That's
Mm.
not what this is about. This is about a career. It's very similar to the music industry. A lot of people get into the music
Yeah.
business thinking it's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll, and champagne, and
Mm.
and it just isn't. It is a profession. It is an industry. It needs standards. You're dealing with people's health. If you're growing at that scale in a farm and you have a problem and you lose that whole crop, you can lose millions of rands. So the
Yeah.
stakes can be very high. And you're right. We're endorsed. This particular course is endorsed by the University of Limpopo and EduPark. We felt it was very important to have a partnership with the university that gave us a stamp of approval, so that when people graduate, the certificate of completion they get has validity.
Yeah.
Because we are new in the market. Even though I've been in education for over 10 years, as an education facility, we're new in the market. So trust is important. Integrity is important, quality of content and delivery is important. And the other thing that's super important, which a lot of the bigger institutions don't get, is connectivity. When you come to study at our campus, you're not just getting the education, you're also getting the connectivity. And that's extremely important. Your network is your net worth. And when you study at our academy, that's what you will be introduced to. And we've done that also through bringing in strategic industry partners, you guys being one of those, so that our students have access to people doing amazing stuff in the industry. So when you leave, you've already started that network. That network has already started to grow, because you come out of a lot of traditional education institutions and you literally hit a wall. You've got to start from scratch. Yeah. So these internships we have are sort of bridging programs to give people the best opportunity for success. The more successful our students are when they graduate, the better for us. So we want our students to do it as well as possible, but that doesn't mean that it's a sort of a cloudy stoner ride. People will be drilled and have to do what they need to do and to learn, because it's a responsibility. So it's fun, but it's also hard work.
Yeah, no, and you get exposure. I know Dean's got some plans to be up there for 1 or 2 sessions. It's a bit of a trek for us down in Cape Town, but that's the thing, we want to meet the next generation of consultants and the next generation of master growers and the next generation of pharmacists that are going to be exploring this. So that is, for us, that's very beneficial, because we know growing isn't easy. We know a lot of the parts of the cannabis legislative space aren't easy, and this is overall going to give a good impression for our country, and I'm very much for education. There are 1 or 2 questions though that I just want to run through. I mean, is there so guys, there's it's cheebaacademy.co.za is the website if they want to look at
Cheeba Africa.
CheebaAfrica.com. Okay, that'll also be linked below, and then so that's got the online courses at the moment. In terms of enrollment, what pre-qualifications do they need? What sort of pricing budget do they need to look at? Payment plans, maybe things like that people might be wondering about?
Yeah, so for this particular course, you have to be over 18, and you need a grade 12. So those are the prerequisites for this particular course. You don't need any particular subjects. We are also busy with learnership models. So if you don't have a grade 12, we will launch those next year, and that'll be open to a wider market. You're looking at if you're staying off campus for the 4 months, you're looking at about 26,000. If you live on campus for 4 nights, you're looking at about 47. That includes food as well. So that's all in, your internet, your food, everything. And there are options to stay on the campus full time. Those are sort of on application, and then we do have payment plans available as well. We're very flexible in how we work, and everything is on the website. The course is on there, the campus information is on there, and then people apply. It's not just about letting anybody in and taking people's cash. That's not what we're about. So we interview everybody, So we interview everybody that connects with us, and we speak to them about it. We let them know we talk to them about the industry. We don't just let everybody in, because some people have a totally skewed idea of what the industry is, and you don't want people coming in and getting despondent and doing 2 months and dropping out. And
Yeah,
so we want to make
definitely.
sure that the students are as successful as possible, and the vetting process and the discussion
Yeah.
process in the beginning is a really important part of that.
Yeah, what's really nice with this is it's a it's a very so I went to a big university where there was large classes. There was very much a lack of intimacy. Whereas, guys, if you're applying for something like this, you you can phone up Cheeba Academy or drop an email. You'll probably be able to get through to Trenton and ask some questions. Have a phone call, have a discussion. Maybe even a Zoom or something like that. If you are unsure and you really want to know what you're signing up for, it's you're getting something a little bit it's quite special what you're getting. It's a little bit unique, it's a little bit exclusive, so you do get opportunity to find out those questions. And I would highly advise, just if you're not sure, maybe humming on the edge, drop an email. You can just get a little bit more information, some brochures, things like that. And you'll find all of that through the academy below. And yeah, Trenton, if you think we've missed anything, any last words?
No, I think that's it. It's exciting times. It wouldn't be possible or be where it is without the support of guys like your guys.
Mm,
And we've got some very strategic partners involved, and they're all on the website. I'm not going to mention them all now.
mm,
The key is obviously University of Limpopo and EduPark and Medical Marijuana 411,
mm,
just aligning ourselves with credible education partners. And yeah, as you say, like all the info is on the site, but we're happy to talk to anybody. I know, especially
mm.
for a school leaver, whose parents might be a bit skeptical
Yeah.
about the industry. Happy to talk to moms and dads, as I've done before, when persuading them to do creative media education. So it's a space we're very familiar with. But ultimately, there's a collective of people and energy that have helped bring this campus online, and we're very, very open about that, and we're very thankful and grateful for all of
Mm,
the partners that have supported us, including yourselves.
mm. All right, so thanks, guys. You know where to go find the link, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the show. And yeah, thanks so much, Trenton, for joining us.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew. Have a good day.